And we have a group that want to have their ideology, you know? They actually read books. They they're modest. They are aware of the situation, but they are poor and hopeless. And honestly, most of them have the hopeless motherfuckers ideology that you can't fix this country. You can't. And I want to mention something. We have a big problem that we people are pretty poor, right? We need money. So we want to get this needed money from each other, like I want to get that guy right, because because he is a little, I don't know, maybe I can, because I can, maybe I can trick him to something because I'm a little smarter, and that guy thinks the same way, maybe about someone else, and this chain gets repeated and repeated. And this is bad. This is honestly bad. We have religion problems in our country. Religion, religion, most beloved topic. You know, adults and old people are still pretty much into the religion, but most of youngs, they're not. You know, Islamic rules, they're not rules anymore. They're just, no one gives a shit about it. Except that maybe it has some thing in it for them, like something that we call mehriye. I don't know what is the translation for this shit in English, but we call it this. It is basically like on marriage, you sign a contract and you agree that if you divorce your wife, you're gonna get you're gonna give like 10 billion to your wife because you got divorced, and he has the right to claim it whenever she wants, even if you don't divorce her. It is a joke. It is honestly a joke because the person who signs this, they can't even afford 10% of this horse shit, and most of the times they end up in jail. It is a joke. It's funny, honestly. And I was saying, Islamic rules like hijab or shits like this, it doesn't matter anymore for most of youngs. And it's spreading very increasingly. The mosques are pretty much empty at this rate. Maybe some old dudes go there, or some people we call Basiji or Khaymal, they go there, you know, because they are Khaymal, and it has something into in it for them. And basically, these two groups, there is a third group, Islam hater or Islamophobia. I really don't like this. I honestly don't like them. Because, like, imagine they're like in a taxi, then there's they start a spar over some dude 1,000 years ago. He killed 20,000 people in this city, and they start bragging about it non-stop. It's like an unescapable cutscene from a video game. Then they keep talking about this shit everywhere they go. And it is, it is shit. It is, it is pointless. Okay, religion is moving out, so why you wanna bother yourself and people around you? Just give up on this shit. It's already disappearing from this country. It's happening in people, not government. I'm talking about people. But we still have a lot of people that believe in religion. It's the reason they live, and they're into it, pretty much. But fuck religion. We have government. I don't want to get too much into government, but they're basically fucking up, and their ideology is like, if they don't hold the country, we're gonna end up like in Syria or Iraq or Afghanistan or some shit country. Maybe they're right. Maybe if we take control, it may end up like this. I don't know, but we have to. And another thing is the base knowledge of the people is pretty poor. They don't know basic stuff about things. And they start, it's okay not knowing about things. But the problem happens when you start commenting on things that you don't know, when you stop bragging about a shit ideology or theory that is horseshit, and you persist that this is right about thing that I absolutely have no idea. What is this? Maybe they see it on some shit social platform or some dog shit like that, but they basically. And yeah, the knowledge rate of our people is fucked up. And this is a big problem, being, we're in this society, right? We live it. We live in it. Like in a taxi, you see the driver is talking about some absolutely horseshit stuff that he has no idea what is this and has no knowledge of it, but he persists that he is right. It is just annoying. And we have the problem of a small city. We have city like Tehran or Mashhad and Shiraz, Isfahan. These few cities, they're not bad for work and technology. But other cities, they are problematic. You are pretty much limited. And it is even worse. This, the rate of knowledge that people have in other cities that I mentioned, except them. It's a little better in big cities, but not so much. But in other cities, it is an awful state. For works like, I don't know, computer science or new works, you're basically have to move to these big cities. And honestly, we don't have basic stuff like metro or, I don't know, a good street, maybe some good shops. We don't have them in our small cities. It is only in some big shot city, like the capital or other big cities. And yeah, this is pretty bad. And yeah, I explained small cities. Most men, they drool over women here, unfortunately, because it is natural. We need, we have this need, and this is an unsatisfied need that should get fulfilled. And yeah, from young ones to old men's, it is the same. Sometimes, most of the times, they're just thinking about fucking the person, and the competition for pussy in this country is pretty intense.